Inside this box, we think we have a solution to the 2026 RAM crisis because this is actually probably a better deal than building a desktop or buying a pre-built.
A laptop with an RTX 5070 and Ryzen 9 processor. There are some caveats with it being a laptop, but on paper, this seems like a pretty good value for the money. Are we missing anything? We'll unbox it and find out after word from today's sponsor.
If you want to sell your old hardware or even try your hand at PC flipping, using the right site is essential. That's why we recommend today's video sponsor, Jawa.gg. Jawa is a marketplace built specifically for buying and selling PC hardware. And what I like about Jawa is that it's actually made for PC gamers. This isn't some random auction site, it's a community of builders, gamers, and hardware nerds who know exactly what they're looking for. Whether it's old GPUs, CPUs, or full systems, you can sell anything PC gaming related and get some good value. With Jawa, selling is super straightforward. You list your part, set your price, and connect directly with buyers who are already browsing for GPUs, CPUs, motherboards, full builds, you name it. And since it's focused on PC hardware, your listings aren't getting buried under a bunch of unrelated stuff. Plus, with buyer and seller protections, listing moderation, and verified sellers, you get secure and reliable transactions. If you're interested in picking up an upgrade or in selling some hardware, check out Jawa.gg today. If you end up shopping around, use code TOASTY10 to save 10% on your first order up to $10. Big thanks to Jawa for sponsoring today's video. Now, let's get back to it.
All right, guys, so what we have right here specifically is the Asus ROG G16, full model number being the G614P, which features a 16x10 display, 1920 by 1200. We have an RTX 5070. The CPU is a Ryzen 9 8940HX. We also have 16 gigs of DDR5 memory, which is dual channel, and a 1TB Gen 4 SSD coming in at $1299.
$1,300, and that gets you a pretty high-end Asus laptop. I know one of the things Matt was saying is that the 5070 is not a 12 gig like you would see in a normal desktop GPU. It's actually an 8 gig. It is still going to be GDDR7, but it is going to make it perform a little bit closer to like a desktop 5060 probably.
Yeah, somewhere in between a 5060, 5060 Ti desktop, which again, not really Asus's fault. That's really what NVIDIA has made these laptops for. They got to fit within certain power constraints, and this model right here will probably be one of the better ones because it will push that 5070 to the limits. And I mean, look at that power brick. We got a lot of power for this thing.
Yeah, really fancy box presentation too, I will say. Look at that. It's a transformer. I'm going to turn into a box now.
I'm going to turn into a box now.
So we're, wow, 280 watts. Yeah. All right. This thing is not playing around, dude. You can feel it in the weight too. It's got some heft to it.
And this thing is cool because, again, the whole idea of this video is, one, people are buying gaming laptops right now because they're actually good value, which normally isn't the case. And this one being a higher end version, normally we look at like the $700 or less laptops. This one's interesting because it could be a replacement for those looking to build like a mid-range gaming PC. And maybe we're contemplating the laptop route, but especially with pricing right now, this could be a good option.
This thing's, I mean, it's fancy looking. It's definitely built gamer-like. I mean, look at that. It almost looks like that's like where the CPU die is or something. But yeah, it's very well built, I'd say. It has some gamer aesthetic to it, which I think most people would be cool with. It's obviously going to have like Asus utility built into it where we can change profiles and stuff. And at the end of the day, you got to remember, this does come with a lot of the things that you need. You're not just paying $1299 for these specs. You're also paying $1299 to get a full 16-inch display, which, by the way, very bezel-less. That's kind of the advantage of 16x10. And then we also get a keyboard. We get technically a mouse. I mean, it's a trackpad. You're going to use an external mouse for gaming, but you're getting a lot with this. You're also getting speakers, a webcam, I mean, a microphone. You're literally getting like basically everything you need to get started.
Now, for a lot of people, building a PC is your only option, and I totally understand that. But for those getting into PC gaming, a laptop can be an appealing way to get started, but it's dead. Jim. So we got to power her up.
This keyboard is already looking pretty cool. I really like how they did the kind of like the WASD area plus a couple of extra clear where you can actually see the like the switch area.
Before I plug this up, you want to do ports?
Oh yeah, I'll do some ports, yeah. Trackpad's pretty central located. You know, something I never think about, but a lot of people ask is where's the trackpad? That actually matters to some people. We'll start off on the left side of the laptop. Oh, we got a lot of ports. We have a combo headphone jack. We have a, look at that, 40 megabyte per second transfer USB-C that's also fast charging. We have another USB-C that appears to be 40 megabytes per second, not fast charging. We have an HDMI out for external monitor, full-size Ethernet, not like one of those little flip-out ones, it's full-size. Here's our barrel jack for charging. We got just airflow in the back, no ports. And then on the right side of the laptop, not a whole lot. We got a USB 3.1 and another USB 3.1. They're both fast speed ports.
So yeah, not bad on the ports here. We'll get everything hooked up. It is using a standard barrel jack. Which I will say, the positioning, I've never liked the ones that are like in the middle of the laptop. Yeah. It is kind of awkward.
Back is superior.
All right, let's see if she powers on. See, we got a brick.
See an indicator light right over there. Looks like we got a couple lights. There it goes.
There it
Ooh,
is.
Look at the keyboard. Oh, that's cool.
Ooh, so it's see-through in certain areas. That's pretty cool.
A little bit of, a little bit of side shine on the other keys.
I know it has some underglow as well, some RGB underglow up front. For those who like RGB, this one is kind of like the gamer laptop. It has a lot of RGB.
I like these hinges too. These look like they're actually pretty sturdy.
Yeah, there are some laptops, especially when you get to this price range, you're gonna get much better build quality overall. Cheaper laptops tend to sacrifice in areas. Ooh,
For those who dare.
for those who dare. ROG, baby.
I've always liked the gaming laptop aesthetic too, where like you get extra function keys that are like specific. Like we have an aura key. We can change like the
For
lighting and
farming?
stuff like that. Yeah, for aura farming. Aura. All right, we are in Windows 11. All right, so there's that CPU Matt was talking about. Ryzen 9 8940HX with 16 cores and 32 threads. That's so crazy for a laptop. 16 gigs of RAM, and it is dual channel, 5200 mega transfers per second. 16 gigs total. Looks like we have a, what is that, a 1 terabyte Micron maybe?
It is Micron. It is a Gen 4 drive.
Gen 4, okay, cool. We have our RTX 5070, and we'll show you there dedicated 8 gigs of VRAM, which honestly for this screen, which we'll double check that too. And then here is our built-in H610M graphics. Let's check here. We'll make sure our screen is what we thought it was.
Here it is.
All right, 1920 by 1200, and let's see what, we're at 165 hertz, nice.
Beautiful.
So, you know, that's actually kind of good because we've gotten some laptops recently where they were lesser spec than this, but they were like 1440p.
That Alienware is a great example. That had a 5050 with a 1440p 16 by 10 display. That was kind of crazy. This seems like it would make sense, and that's probably why they went that route, was the 8 gigs of VRAM on the 5070, because in higher end games, that will become an issue. So in the testing we're gonna do, we're gonna see what this thing is capable of, kind of see where the value lies, especially with that 30 mark time spy score. But this is interesting. As PC prices are going up and up, these laptops haven't skyrocketed just yet. Is this a good bang for buck? We'll benchmark and find out.
But first webcam test.
Oh man, I almost forgot. I can't forgive myself.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great way to start the webcam
I just had an insane peel.
Anywho, hey guys, webcam test. I will say, very tiny webcam.
How's it looking?
Actually looks really good.
How's she looking?
So Jonah is literally on top of the camera. You can hear what he sounds like. It's like your dog coming in on your Zoom meeting. All right, guys.
When they want Jonah just to bite down on it, you know, like that. Like
All right,
clamp.
let's do the scream test. 3, 2, 1.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are in Arc Raiders, and let me show you guys these settings that we are running. So we're currently at the native res, which is 1920 by 1200. It's basically just like ever so slightly higher than 1920 by 1080, a little bit more demanding. DLSS set to balanced using the transformer model because this is a 50 series card, so we keep the quality really high while having some upscaling still. We are running dynamic and medium ray tracing, high settings, so this is definitely kind of stretching it for Arc Raiders, and we are, looks like, averaging so far over 100 FPS, 1% lows in like the 60s, which I'm not really visually seeing because there's no stutters. I am going to apologize in advance. This map is so dark.
It's incredibly dark. This is like the OLED
like
stressor.
I can barely see. Yeah, this would be horrible on an OLED,
Yes,
by the way.
it would be. You'll be able to see anything.
We're gonna see if we can grab a little art kill here. Oh, someone's talking near me.
This is a good time to mention, we did a little bloatware check. Only thing on here that's really like egregious is McAfee. Recommend you remove that. We did GPU driver updates. We also got a BIOS update while doing the GPU driver and Windows update, which was kind of cool. So there was a fresh BIOS update that was installed. And then also, oh wait, we're gonna pause. Well, Jackson survived. This may be his death right here.
It might be. I can't die after I just crafted this ammo. What? Oh my god.
Oh,
no. Dude, why am I not, am I stupid? Oh.
Did you hit something?
How do you roll? Am I being dumb right now?
Also, why is the cursor on the screen?
I don't know.
There you go.
All right, cursor's gone. How do I thought roll was, is it not alt? Am I being crazy right now?
I don't know what it is. I have no idea.
I don't know either. Okay, well, that was a lot of
near-death
emotions.
experience. But then also, we are running the performance mode on Armory Crate, which there is a turbo mode as well, which from my experience, at least what I saw, it seems to rev up the CPU a little bit higher, but also it just kind of revs the fans to max to just improve overall cooling.
Yeah, might as well just leave it on this if your thing's not overheating.
Yeah, audibly it's not bad right now. Speakers are quite loud though. They were definitely very bumping.
It's leaving. All right, well, I killed my arc, so I'm gonna see. Yeah, you can see the FPS in some areas. We're getting a little lower. We're hitting 90s. So this does kind of line up to what we said of being kind of closer to like a 50-60 in a desktop.
He's one of those little explodey thing he's chasing you. Run!
Run! Holy crap. We made it out just in the lick of time, Scoobs. Those things are hunting me down.
Man, they really want you.
Get away. Oh my god, they can come down here?
Yo!
I didn't know this.
If they find you, they're going to kill you.
Okay, maybe it's because of my cursors on the screen, because now the roll's working.
Oh no. Oh no.
Dude, it's so loud. Oh my god, I'm stuck. Please train. Please train. Ooh, I bet they can't get me in here.
He's bunkering down, boys.
Is the train not coming?
There it is.
No, there it is. Oh my god, a fellow raider. Brother, this is not good. This is not good, brother.
Get on board.
He said, "Sweet Jesus." Yeah, that was hectic. All right, we got out of there. We're using a lot of our RAM too, almost all of it in our creators. Hey, it ran pretty good. Let's go test out another game.
All right, gamers, we are now in Battlefield 6 on this gaming laptop, and we're currently running the following settings. We're on the high preset, as you guys can see, using DLSS set to balance. Just to confirm here, we're on the high preset, and we're on the native resolution of 1920 by 1200. So we are using a little bit of upscaling, which, you know, with gaming laptops, I would recommend, but FPS-wise, not too bad. We'll see what the averages in 1% lows hold up to be, but this is looking pretty decent using some upscaling. Now, Battlefield 6 is a game that will utilize a lot of your hardware, and currently we are on, let's see, which power profile we're currently chilling on. So this is the turbo mode. This is the one I wanted to try. Here we go. There is a turbo mode that really ramps things up. And as you guys can see, the averages are going up a lot higher now. Let me actually reset our page up because of that. The last time we were running the performance mode, the main reason why is, let's see, do this, page up. The main reason why we weren't running turbo before was it is a little bit loud. And it depends if you're wanting to do that, but it is allowing our Ryzen 9 in a laptop to get up to 100 watts, which is absolutely insane. If you're good dealing with a little bit of noise, that is probably gonna be your best option to get the most out of this laptop and what makes it a higher end laptop. Because on these lower power profiles, yeah, it runs cool, but it is on par with some more budget laptops. So you really just gotta be okay, and with any high-end laptop, letting those fans roar so this thing can get its maximum performance. CPU temps are definitely high on this thing too. This Ryzen 9 does get hot, but that is well within operating temperature for these CPUs. So these laptops are engineered with the idea that these CPUs will run a bit warm, and audibly, you can start to hear the fans, but it's not as crazy as some other laptops we've tested here on the channel. Getting an average about 93 with 1% low of 60, pretty good. I think comfortably, I would probably be running like a medium preset playing this game to get a very smooth like 100 plus FPS, because we do have a high refresh rate display, and this being probably more demanding for a laptop than most games would be. I personally would probably run medium settings, but overall, this is looking very playable, very smooth. The screen looks pretty nice. Not the brightest screen in the world. I would have liked to see a slightly brighter display at this price point, but it is very acceptable and very smooth. All right, can we lock in and get some gameplay, baby? Oh, goodness. Yo, no. Help, help. Save me. Oh, hello. You're hiding behind a rock. Thank you, teammate. We're gonna live this life out. We're gonna get some kills here. Maybe, maybe not. Having a 16-inch display is nice too. Slightly bigger than your standard display. Ooh, that was a nice kill with that grenade. It really helps those who may not be used to gaming on a laptop screen, which honestly is not the best experience in the world, get pretty good performance. And nothing's really stopping you from docking this laptop using an external monitor. Honestly, that would be a very good configuration for a laptop like this. But hey, on higher details, personally, I'd drop it down to medium, because in Battlefield, you do get a good amount of performance uplift lowering to medium details, and honestly, it looks about the same. We're getting about 91 FPS average with a 1% low of 54. More than playable in my opinion. People in this game, man, they're just hiding in corners. More than playable in my opinion, looking pretty good running the turbo profile. Let's go ahead and try another game. All right, guys, the next game we're testing is Clair Obscur E33. I always hit the wrong button there. We're gonna go ahead and show you the settings we're currently running. We have DLSS set to quality on our native resolution of 1920 by 1200, and we're running like a mixture of high, medium settings. This is a pretty demanding game, and there are a lot of parts in this game, which I'll go ahead and run our little FPS counter here, where there are a lot of stutters from just loading into certain scenes. We're at the Forgotten Battlefields right now, and I bet once I start a fight with this guy, our 1% low is going to drop to about 2. That is normally a bug we see pretty consistently when we test this game, so kind of take that with a grain of salt. But the main goal with this game on higher details is, one, to be able to run it at higher details because it looks really dang good, and so far we are having no problems doing that. And 2 is to maintain at least 60 plus FPS, because around that point you're pretty happy. You're going to have really good gaming experience and really not complain too much at all. And you do have frame gen support, which we will try to see what kind of FPS we can get up to with frame gen. Now, it has been a little bit since I've played with all these characters, so let's just see what happens when I do this. Let's do a little spark action. And we're done there. Easy peasy. We're getting about 70 FPS in a battle scene, which is, again, pretty solid. All you would really need to run higher details. But if you wanted to try FrameGen, let's go ahead and turn that on. Let's see, can I turn that on live? All right, so we do now have FrameGen on, and look at this. 140 FPS, 1% lows of 90, feels very smooth. I did play this entire game with FrameGen on, and I didn't feel like I was at any sort of competitive disadvantage. FrameGen latency has gotten a lot better, especially in these single player titles where it doesn't really matter, and you're just getting a bit more fluidity than you would have before, and it's running smooth. Berserker Strike, done. Can I do Thunderfall? Sure. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, FrameGen, really cool tool to have with a laptop like this. I think it's really where the 5070 laptop will shine, is if you're okay with FrameGen. Really, any of these laptops, having FrameGen is gonna help you out a ton here in maintaining nice high FPS numbers. But even then, you are still gonna see some dips at times, so that is important to mention. And just for the fun of it as well, before we end things off, we are back on the performance profile. Let's turn things on to turbo, which will boost the GPU a little bit higher and allow us to rev those fans up a bit. The CPU will run a little bit faster, and now we're getting 150 to 160 FPS. So you can even run turbo mode and have a slightly louder fan noise with FrameGen off and get close to 100 FPS. Much smoother experience than running performance. So you do have a lot of options to go with. This guy wants to fight one more time. All right, fine, whatever. I'll fight you on turbo mode. Let's do it. Oh, marked him for no reason. All right, let's do Thunderfall. I don't know why they wanted to do that. That didn't work out very well for them. But hey, 130 FPS average with some FrameGen. Running turbo mode helps you out a little bit there. All right, I'm gonna play one more game. We're gonna play the finals, and then we'll run some built-in benchmark utilities to see some other tests with this laptop. But so far, even the 5070 on the laptop is limited. It is not an actual 5070. I think for the price and performance you're getting here, not too bad of a buy. All right, guys, the last game we're gonna be testing is the finals, and we're currently running the following settings. We are at the native resolution. We're running performance settings here. DLSS set to performance mode on the transformer model, dynamic low ray tracing and medium settings. We could go even lower, but I still want this game to look somewhat visually appealing because this game can get pretty low on the settings. But we are in this game, the finals, and we're gonna wait till we drop in here and see what kind of performance we can get. Hoping for around 100 FPS on average so we can really take advantage of that high refresh rate display. On the turbo mode, we are on turbo mode. As you can see by our CPU going absolutely bananas. And we are going to hit page up, and let's get those FPS numbers looking like exactly what I was hoping for. 100 FPS right now, baby. Oh, they broke the rope. Shout out to the finals for having a little bit of a comeback. I wouldn't say it's like a major comeback, but shout out to them for keeping a little bit of a player base going here. Same developers as Arc Raiders, so if you haven't played this game before, give it a shot. It looks really great, and it's a pretty fun take on an FPS game. I love this mode, especially when I'm frying. Whoa. I'm scared. I'm really scared. But yeah, FPS is holding pretty solid. 120 average, 1% low of 84. This is competitive gaming right here, guys. Oh, I know they're gonna push me. No, thank you. Oh, that turret's gonna kill me. Ah, I wasn't ready for that turret. Oh no. All right, we're just gonna run out this last life. But hey, older game, but a game that's still quite demanding and looks pretty good. And just goes to show there's more games to play in the PC gaming space than the ones that a lot of people are playing. This is a good example of one that's pretty fun. If you have any other suggestions for benchmark games, let us know. Ah! Okay, we're gonna act like that didn't happen. The finals, 123 FPS average, 1% low of 78, even the most chaotic scenarios looking pretty dang good. Let's do Teardown. I wanna see what this thing looks like upgrade-wise under the hood, and then we'll run some built-in benchmarks to really see what's going on here. And lastly, we will do a PC part picker at the end of this video where we see what a PC build at this price point would look like, and you guys come to decide which one would you buy. Tearing down this laptop is pretty straightforward. I recommend using a PH1 bit and unscrewing all the screws on the back panel. From there, you can use a pry tool or just pry a little bit in one of the corners, and the laptop back panel removes quite easily. Thank you, Asus, for making this pretty easy to remove. Inside, you can see all of our main components are covered. Underneath this little heat shield is our 2 sticks of DDR5 memory, 8 gigs each, 16 gigs. You're not gonna be upgrading that anytime soon for anything worthwhile, so just be happy with your 16 gigs in 2026. You do You get another option to upgrade your SSD on the left side of the laptop over top of the Wi-Fi module, and on the right side is your currently installed Gen 4 NVMe SSD. Not crazy in the upgrade department, but the cooling does look adequate, and based on what we're seeing in the benchmarks, it's doing everything it can to keep this Ryzen 9 cool, which notoriously is a hot running chip. So now we've done the teardown, let's talk about the rest of those benchmarks we ran and what kind of PC you can build for the same price.
So before we go into the benchmarks, we're going to talk about some hypothetical builds that you could do at home if you wanted to make a custom gaming PC that of course does not come with a monitor, keyboard, mouse, and a few of the other things that you do get with a laptop. So the first build ended up basically being about the cost of the laptop, $1316, and it's a Ryzen 5 7600X with a RX 9060 XT 8 gig. And of course, we did go a little bit up on the RAM. We went 32 gigs, 1 terabyte Gen 4, like it's a pretty solid build inside of the Okino Cypress 3. It looked really nice too. And $1,300 bucks, you're gonna get about the same performance as laptop, but of course it does not come with any of the extra stuff that you're going to need to get up and running. And then of course another build if you wanted to actually get a real desktop 5070, because keep in mind this laptop one is probably going to be closer to like that 9060 that I just mentioned. You can get a 5070 build with like a 12600 KF for around $1,403. So you're going to spend a little more, especially once you get those extra peripherals, higher refresh rate screen, and all that stuff. That is an option for you guys to weigh.
Now to wrap this video up, we ran a couple more benchmarks on this laptop to fully stress it and see what this CPU and GPU combo can do, and the results are as follows. We ran Marvel Rivals at the native 1920 by 1200 resolution, medium settings with DLSS set to quality, got an average of 114 FPS with 1% low of 61. CS2 at that native resolution on low settings got an average of 580 FPS with a 1% low of 225.
And for 3D Mark Time Spy, we got a score of 13,985, which is a 9 cents per point score, and that's pretty good considering you're getting basically all your peripherals built into the laptop.
So for the price, it does seem like this is an okay value. It's not amazing compared to other laptop deals we saw during Black Friday, but if you are looking for a higher end laptop, something with the cool NVIDIA feature set with DLSS frame gen, DLSS 4.5, and things like that, this laptop is a good one to consider if you're okay with those technologies. And if you're looking to spend around $1,300, it's a good option to consider versus building your own gaming PC in 2026. But we want to hear from you guys. Are you considering a gaming laptop instead of building a PC this year? Let us know in the comments down below.
And as always, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you check out our other 2 YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/ToastyBros, and do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
At PC Bros, we got laptops like this. We got cheaper laptops, more expensive laptops. Make sure you check out that website because it gets updated almost every day.
The answer to the question I asked you guys was no. You rather have a gaming PC desktop? You can do that at PCBros.tech. Use code ToastyBros on checkout. You will save 3% on your next purchase. See you guys later. Bye-bye.